In the center of Lagos City stood a mighty office tower, shining with glass windows that reflected the sun. It belonged to Mr. Desmond, a wealthy businessman who had built his empire from scratch. People admired his success, but inside his company, a darker story was unfolding. Desmond was feared, not loved. He treated his workers like slaves, believing he was the only one God destined to bless. Every morning, before 8 a.m., dozens of workers rushed into the office, sweating under the sun, fearing what would happen if they arrived late. Desmond would stand at the entrance sometimes, checking his gold wristwatch. "You are 2 minutes late, Daniel," he barked at one young man. "Do you think this company runs on your father's money? Useless boy." The workers lowered their heads. No one dared to answer. Inside, the office was tense. Phones rang non-stop, files piled up, and the staff worked like machines. Yet, no matter how hard they tried, Desmond always found a reason to insult them. "You call this a report? My son in primary school can write better. If not for me, you people would be begging on the street." There was Sonia, a young mother who worked as a secretary. Sometimes she came to work with tears in her eyes because she couldn't pay her daughter's school fees. Desmond knew, but instead of helping, he mocked her. "If you can't feed your child, maybe you should stop giving birth like a rabbit," he laughed, while others kept silent in pain. There was Daniel, the office assistant, who worked day and night but could barely afford transport home. Desmond once saw him walking in the rain, drenched. Instead of offering him a ride, he rolled down his car window and shouted, "Rain is good for poor people. It will wash your poverty away." The workers hated him, but they needed the job. They endured. One afternoon, Desmond lost his temper during a meeting. A deal had a slight error in the figures. He slapped the file off the table, his voice thundered across the boardroom. "Idiots! Do you want to ruin my company? I am the only reason you even eat. Without me, you are nothing." His words cut deep. Some workers trembled. Others swallowed their tears. But deep inside, something was changing. Unknown to Desmond, his staff had begun meeting secretly after work. Tired of his insults, they decided to use the skills they had learned under him to build something of their own. Sonia, with her sharp memory, handled documentation. Daniel, who had learned every corner of the business, started making contacts. Others contributed little by little. They were poor, but united. Meanwhile, Desmond grew more arrogant. He traveled abroad, posting pictures of his luxury life, mocking his workers online. "Some are born to enjoy, others to suffer," he wrote. One day, Desmond returned to the office and found shocking news. His biggest client had pulled out. Why? Because they had discovered the brains behind their successful deals were not Desmond, but his workers. Contracts dried up. Investors walked away. Desmond shouted, threatened, and even fired people, but it was too late. One by one, the workers resigned. They moved to the new company they had secretly built. Within months, the new company started thriving. Clients followed them. The empire Desmond boasted about crumbled before his eyes. Desmond, once surrounded by people, now sat alone in his empty office. Dust gathered on the desks. Phones stopped ringing. The building, once full of life, became quiet. He walked through the silent halls, remembering the faces he insulted. Sonia, who he mocked. Daniel, who he humiliated. All of them were now successful without him. Desmond's riches began to disappear. His cars were sold to pay debts. His mansion grew cold. And for the first time in years, the mighty boss bent his knees. "God, forgive me. I thought I was the only one you would bless. I thought I was untouchable. But now I see, blessings belong to everyone." The story of Mr. Desmond spread across the city. People learned a lesson. Never think you are the only one God will bless. Treat others with respect, for the same people you mistreat today may rise tomorrow and leave you behind.